Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mundane Matt, and I launched this channel about 5 years ago now, and I have covered a litany of controversial and straight up fucked up topics from time to time during that half decade. I mean, this is my job. I love what I do, and I get to kind of seek out the weird, the wild, and the what the fuck to bring it to you guys to have a discussion about. And of everything that I've covered in the craziness that was 2016. The biggest kind of fake news story I came across was Pizzagate. Without a doubt, it was Pizzagate. Everything surrounding it has been completely mired in bullshit, and it's just like there's no evidence to support any of it has ever been a fucking thing. But apparently, my video where I went through one of the infographics and mocked it relentlessly proves that Pizzagate's a real thing. There's logic here, I want to think, but let's take a look, shall we? So this website is called stateofthenation2012.com. Yeah, okay, it's a blog. Guy probably started it in 2012. And the title here is called Mundane Matt's Video Satire of Pizzagate Actually Proves It's Real. Oh my god. Did me taking a gigantic shit all over the conspiratorial infographics of Pizzagate nonsense actually prove that it was legit? Did I stumble on something here? Am I God? Clearly not, because there's nothing there. All right. Now, before we get into this, let me just bring it back for a quick second and just say, one, child sex rings and child sex trafficking and child exploitation absolutely, positively exists. And it needs to, beyond a shadow of a doubt, be stopped. Needs to be stopped. Okay, 100% needs to be stopped. I do not believe that there is enough evidence, and that is the key word here, David Seaman, that Pizzagate is a real thing. All right, I've been watching a lot of channels talk about Pizzagate. I watch their videos. I'm waiting for that evidence, and all I see is more sycophantic bullshit from people that are so desperately trying to connect the dots that they are just running the risk of literally going insane. It's kind of sad to watch, actually. But anyway, another thing, look at this dude's previous article to give you an idea of what stateofthenation2012.com is all about. How George Soros destroyed the Democratic Party. So you know pretty much where he's at. This guy is a right-leaning person. I don't want to go as far as to call him right-wing conspiracy, but he's kind of marching dangerously close to that territory. So, before we get into this article, just for the sake of fairness, let's take a look here at what State of the Nation is. Then look at the About page. All right, so it says, we're about one thing, accurately portraying the state of the nation. Okay, fine. So they're off the top. They're accurate. They want accuracy. They want truth. They want justice. They want the American way to prevail. And I'm completely on board with that. And so whoever runs this site, I can't find a particular name, but I'm just going to assume his name is Bob, because it feels like a Bob to me. Not a Robert, not a Bobby. It literally says B-O-B on the dude's birth certificate. So Bob, tell me about your website. He says, we have no political affiliation. That's actually a load of fucking horseshit. SOTN holds both sides of the U.S. counterfeit coin, also known as the American two-party system, under a high standard of accountability and scrutiny. Okay, sure, all right. We also veer off into many other topics of significance global import, particularly those that affect the state of the nation. This is bold. I think I should be bold in how I express that. I believe what cheeky is the way. Offensively bold is the definition. So yes, I'll be cheeky as I say that. It also says here, SOTN has no other interest except uncovering and presenting the facts, i.e. evidence. Right, Bob? You want evidence. Okay, keep that in mind, folks. SOTN commentary provides a uniquely insightful perspective rarely found elsewhere in alternative news media. I don't think it does. I really don't think it does. While SOTN publishes fewer articles and essays than most, we strive to feature content that is of the highest journalistic quality. Oh yeah. Bob, he's going for journalistic ethics. This motherfucker is probably pro Gamergate shit, right? Anyway, those who visit SOTN on a regular basis will be made aware of the true state of affairs in the USA and beyond. In this way, our readers can make better informed and therefore wiser decisions about everything. Oh, all right. Okay, so they hold no political affiliation, but he's got a tab up here titled "Deplorables Unite." Take a look at that real quick, right? Behind your deplorable leader. Don't forget to buy your deplorable T-shirt. And this guy sells deplorable T-shirts and is all pro Trump. So, State of the Nation 2012.com, run by Bob, clearly states that they have no political affiliation, but are selling pro Trump merchandise. I don't see pro Hillary Clinton email servers. So, what's going on here, Bob? Come on, you're not selling me on your website, bro. You're not selling me on what's going on. You're being dishonest. I don't like dishonest. It's dishonesty. It's not ethical. You claim you want the highest journalistic quality. You want to hold to fucking standards, but you lying. You lying. Goes on here to have another tab about Pizzagate. See what this says, Howie. Ooh, Pizzagate. This ought to be good. All right, Pizzagate is so big it will take down the U.S. federal government as well as the world shadow government. I would have probably spaced out the two governments, to be honest. I mean, I'm not trying to be a grammar Nazi here, but you could say the World Shadow Organization, you could say the Illuminati, you could say a whole bunch of other things. It's government, and then like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, a few words later, you got government again, man. Just come on, man. Mix it up. Get a thesaurus and shit. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna be a writer and strive for ethics, be factual. And also thesauruses help. They help spice it up a bit. Speaking of spicy, let's continue talking about Pizzagate. So he has the Pizzagate investigation unit. He has got an email. If you find email all hard and or circumstantial evidence to investigatepizzagate@gmail.com. So if you find any circumstantial evidence, essentially saying that the Bob, if that is his real name, but if Bob here, he'll run it. He'll run circumstantial evidence as fact, because he's done that multiple times in some of these articles. Also, please read and disseminate the following post as it captures just how huge Pizzagate is. That's it, folks. This is the one we've all been waiting for. And by and large, is really what's the whole cause behind this Pizzagate nonsense. It's that line right there. This is it, folks. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. This is the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This is it for conspiracy people out there. This is what they want. All right, they think this is their Moby Dick, and they're all going to be Captain Ahab before this motherfucker is done. Mark my goddamn words. Don't believe me? Check out a YouTuber by the name of David Seaman. Did a video yesterday talking about Pizzagate and how YouTube's demonetizing everything about it, and he's going fucking crazy talking about it. The point the point I'm trying to make by bringing him up is because you can see that effect on his mind. You can see what's happening with a lot of these people. They're so in it. They are balls deep in this conspiracy. They can't see that there's no conspiracy. They can't see that what they're doing is actively creating more Edgar Welches. Look, I'm sorry, but it's fucking true. There's a reason why Alex Jones pimped the fuck off of this particular thing, why he denounced it. Because he knew that it was bullshit. He even says so. He's like, look, this thing is a distraction, is a false flag, because that's his fucking go-to thing for everything. But when Alex Jones, a man who's, according to Sargon of Akkad, a humble water filter merchant, fucks off of a topic, there's a good goddamn reason. People like Bob here, they don't get that. They don't understand that. They want this to be the thing that sets them up. They want this to be their big call to arms, what kind of solidifies them in the annals of history on the internet, and also gives them like a lot of popularity, because that's what a lot of people who do this shit are after. So the articles, I'm not going to go through them. They're not really worth your time. It's just the same shit regurgitated from other websites. Although one of the little things was he claimed that Anthony Weiner might be involved in the Madeleine McCann kidnapping, because Wiener was in Portugal in 2007, even though Madeleine McCann was kidnapped in 2014 or disappeared 2014. So again, it's that kind of factual evidence that makes this website just brimming with truth, folks. That's overloaded with truth. He goes on to say here that to access all the articles on Pizzagate posted at State of the Nation, please click on this. You may also click on the link to see what's trending on the web from its library. And then thank you for the editor, whose name may or may not be Bob. So yeah, and goes on, more shit here. It's just ridiculous. Let's get back to the point at hand here. So this article, this popped up in my notifications feed. Yeah, I have Google alerts for my name. Deal with it. And so he says here that the more liberals try to discredit Pizzagate, the more they confirm the DC pedophilia ring. I really would like to know at what point things are confirmed. Truly, Bob, this is your chance. I've mocked you before, but I'm going to go into this with an open mind. You have my full attention right now, Bob. I'm going to read your article, and I want you to prove to me that my mocking of the stupid Pizzagate infographics was wrong. I want you to prove to me that the headline of your article is not #fake news. I want you to prove to me that everything I have said about Pizzagate has been false, that ultimately I was on the right track, that I continued to prove that it's real because I am God? Maybe? I don't know how this works. Let's find this out. Okay, he's gotta have the evidence here, folks. Gotta have the fucking evidence. So it says here, the following video is yet another left-wing internet journalist wannabe trying to spin Pizzagate as just another tinfoil hat conspiracy cooked up by the right. I don't think it was cooked up by the right. I think it was really just kind of cooked up by people who are fucking kooky for Cocoa Puffs. And by the way, Bob, I'm not a left-wing internet journalist. I'm a centered internet commentator. Don't put words. I'm not a journalist. Journalism would require, maybe I'm more of a journalist than you. I actually looked into a lot of this stuff and still found it wanting, and maybe I'm not just making up wild claims on a fucking website in order to get traffic, like that my videos prove that Pizzagate's real. That's a pretty wild accusation. Anyway, it says here, not only have all of his commentators tore him up for doing no credible research, which is not true, not all of them. A few people were getting mad. I don't mind pissing off a few of you Pizzagators. But they've made short work of his ridiculous premise and absurd conclusions. Here's just one example. Okay, fine. One example. This has got to be it. The final nail in my coffin. Disprove everything I said about Pizzagate. This is going to end me, folks. This is going to end Mundane Man. You watch. We're gonna see what happens right now. Okay, the Kangaroo 42. Goddamn. Prolific name. He says here, you dismissed the handkerchief email without looking at the established handkerchief codes. What about the photo of a baby with the caption, hotard being both a hoe and retard? Or the sexually explicit photos involving pizza? Let me stop right there. First and foremost, the handkerchief email code, I looked it up. It don't mean shit, all right? Like, unless these dudes are out there trying to, they're trying to troll in, the 1970s, early 1980s in San Francisco. It don't mean shit in this fucking case, because there's still no goddamn connection. To the fucking Instagram photos. Goddamn Instagram. They are stupid. I will fully admit. They are dumb as shit. All right, but people commenting on there is not saying, again, it's all speculation. There's no evidence to suppose. Someone saying a hotard, being both a hoe and a retard. UrbanDictionary.com. Fuck, who gives a shit? Sexually explicit photos involving pizza. The dude who runs this place, Alephantis, is into some weird, he's posted some weird kinky shit with of-age men covered in pizza. It's, people have their own sexual fetishes that aren't involving young children, but you guys are overlooking that, and you're still trying to focus on the fact that there's something mysterious underneath Comet Ping Pong Pizza, which, as we learned when an armed gunman walked into the goddamn fucking place, that there's nothing there. Okay, and so all this site is trying to do is create more Edgar Welches. That's all it is. All right, what about the emails obviously using code words? What does it mean when they say, do you think I'll do better playing dominoes on cheese than on pasta? The whole email is disturbing. All right, well, let's take a quick look at that email. I got that thing up right here. All right, so it says, Mary and John, I think you should give notice when changing strategies which have been long in place. I immediately realized that something was different by the shape of the box, and I contemplated who would be sending me something in a square-shaped box. Lo and behold, instead of pasta and wonderful sauces, it was a lovely, tempting assortment of cheeses. Yummy! I'm awaiting the return of my children and grandchildren from their holiday travels so we can demolish them. Thank you so much. I hope you and the gang are well. I miss you both. Best wishes for Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, Herb. P.S. Do you think I'll do better playing dominoes on cheese rather on pasta? Well, considering the fact that he mentioned both cheese and pasta as being sent to him, or well, what he contemplated who would be sending me something, all right, instead of pasta and wonderful sauces, which does make sense that those two items would come together because there are, in fact, baskets you can send to people that do have pasta and sauces for creating a fucking meal, and instead got an assortment of cheeses. Again, something you can send to people. And he's waiting for his children and his grandchildren to return home from their holiday so he can eat the cheeses with his family. And I mean, goddamn, guys, is that code word for he's gonna like go down on his grandchildren or something like that? I mean, come the fuck on. All right. Now, do you think he'll do better playing dominoes on cheese than on pasta? Whatever the dominoes is referring to, I don't quite know. It clearly has to do with what was ever sent to him in a square-shaped box. So, look, are there other emails connected to this thing? I have no idea. Is a Domino's reference someplace else? I got no fucking idea. But referencing this as being like the end all of evidence that proves that this shit's real is just, it's fucking lunacy. It's lunacy. It's so full of confirmation bias. You guys are looking for any needle in a fucking haystack you can, even if it's a gigantic, like, fucking stubby ass rock. Some of you out there are like, that's a needle. That's the needle right there, because you want this to be real. You do, and I get it. And I'm not mad at people for wanting to believe that this is real. All right, people out there believe in some crazy shit. Look at anybody who believes in religion, you know, or anyone who believes in like Yeti or Bigfoot or that we live in an actual fucking democracy. No, people out there are going to have their faiths, they're going to have their beliefs, they're going to have their particular things, and that is perfectly fine. I don't care if you want to believe that this shit is real. What I care about is actually looking at evidence as it's presented to you. All right, even if it's evidence you don't want to see, following the evidence to the conclusion is the best course of action. And so far, none of this has gone anywhere near a conclusion. All it's gone to at this point, guys, quite literally, all that's fucking gone to is just speculation after maybe some kind of circumstantial evidence, none of which would hold up in a fucking court of law, with people making every outlandish goddamn claim that they fucking can, trying to do something. And all it does is end with a guy wielding a gun going into the fucking Comet Ping Pong and trying to find the underground sex dungeon where they traffic children. And guess what? He found nothing. And as soon as that happened, a lot of you idiots out there immediately like, oh, he's acted in a fucking short film. He's a plant. He's a fucking plant. That's what you guys do, right? But then this is great. Who else but a paid government shill would post a great video that actually proves the existence of a massive pedophilia operation centered on Comet Ping Pong Pizza in Washington, D.C., especially when they risk losing so many subscribers and viewers, which is exactly what happened. I'm gonna let Bob in on a fucking secret. 45% of my views are from unsubscribed accounts. I've had the best year ever of my channel that's only growing in size. Every month, it's been better than the month before it. And if I lose a couple people who are pro Pizzagate and that don't want to accept the fact that it's made of nonsense, pushing a false narrative and false agenda, I'm totally okay with that because I've made those people back, right? And more. Again, I don't give a shit if you want to think that this is real. Entertain the notion all you want, but what's happening is that people are becoming so obsessed with this shit that it's causing them to wield guns and take it into the restaurant themselves. What I love, though, here, too, for a person who loves facts and integrity and ethics, says, who else but a paid government shill would make a video on this? So I'm a paid government shill now? Bullshit. I'm a person who can at least look at the evidence and find it wanting, because the evidence isn't there. There's no evidence. You figure after all this shit, you figure after everything that would have come out, somebody after 2 months of fucking Pizzagate would have come out and been like, I know it all. Yeah, a deep throat type agent would have come out in some respects and said something, leaked something, done something, said anything. No one's come out and said anything. All that's happened is that people have been focusing their attention on literally the wrong shit. Right? There are child sex rings in this world. There are these kind of things in this world. This is not it. And there are people out there that are actually hurting children. And by doing this, you're making it easier for them to get away with it, because you're making such a big stink over emails of which very few have context. And you want it to be something that it's not. And because of the media shitstorm surrounding it, if you go out and you find someone who's actually engaged in some evil shit and actually hurting children, people out there aren't going to fucking believe you, because you've already cried wolf so many times. Pizzagate is the equivalent of like a false rape accusation, because this is the kind of shit that causes people to question when actual victims come forward with claims of abuse and assault. What you're doing, quite literally, is hurting children. And it's funny because you're wanting to help them. And that is an admirable thing. Don't get me wrong. Helping kids should be the primary goal here. But what you're doing is not doing that, right? Like here's a challenge for you. Here's just an off-the-wall challenge. Guy by the name of Venetian here on YouTube runs a video series where he posts photos of girls, some that are under the age of 18, in their underwear with his name somewhere on their body or in the image itself, and he critiques them. Is it legal? I don't know. Model releases? Is it some creepy shit? Why aren't you guys looking into that? That kind of activism is something that would warrant support, because you're looking at a problem that is out there, is in the open. But instead what you're doing is you're going after some shit that makes no fucking sense. And you're doubling down on it. You every time something either gets disproven or it's so fucking laughable, people double down on it. They double down on it because they have to keep it going. It's funny to watch. And so many YouTubers out there have really made like a name for themselves with this particular subject matter. And here's the biggest thing, guys. They keep talking about it because they know that a lot of you out there really want it to be real. And they keep talking about it because they know that you're going to keep coming back, and that's only going to fuel their views and fuel their numbers and fuel their clicks. And that's how they're going to make their money. So what, if anything, is happening is they're going to start pushing as hard as they can on this false narrative in order to make sure that they directly profit from it. And look, that's media in a nutshell. So that's like everybody will pick a topic and run it into the fucking ground. All right, and I know that there are true believers out there that really, really, really want this thing to be something that it's this big, it's this final nail in the coffin for the DNC, all this shit. It's not. It's not. And all you're doing is wasting everyone's time and acting like children who freak out. Look at that, you're saying, like, oh, why would I risk so many subscribers and other viewers, which is exactly what happened. No, it's not. It's really not. My numbers still going up there and shit. I'm still pulling in over 2 million views a month, right? It didn't affect me, right? I lost a couple people, other people came on in, cool beans, move on. That's the name of the goddamn game. Okay, that's why I find this to be funny. So let's just finish this fucking thing out here. Of course, the $64,000 question here is, why would a YouTuber laugh his way through the most serious criminal content on the internet? Ooh, this ought to be good. What if it was his brother or sister or son or daughter, niece or nephew, grandchild or friend who was caught up in a child exploitation racket, which can often end with a satanic ritual child sacrifice? Which can often end in a satanic ritual. This has got to be a fucking. I would like to think this is a joke website, but it's not. This dude believes this shit. And then he finishes up here as saying, "Hey, Mundane Matt, you ought to do more vids on conspiracy theories. You do an excellent job of proving the real conspiracy. Keep up the great work, bro." So, Okay, title of the article says, Mundane Matt's video satire Pizzagate actually proves it's real. Was there any evidence to suggest that it was real? Was there any evidence to suggest the points I had made? Outside of one really fucking paper thin example to refute any of the claims that I made? No. So the point I'm trying to point, like the reason why I did a video to this is because this guy's an idiot. This is hands down a fucking idiot. But if you think about it, and what I just talked about in the whole process of talking about this shit consistently, all right, in order, like, he's got a fucking email set up for this shit because he's trying to build that brand. Okay, this is all about trying to get ahead. This is all about trying to get more popular, get that e-fame, suckle at that fucking e-fame teat. That's what he's trying to do. So he does it by going after someone like me, saying that I prove that it's real. Such a ridiculous concept. StateOfTheNation2012.com is about as fake news as one can fucking get. And if you want my honest opinion, stay the fuck away from this goddamn site. That is, unless you just want a really cheap laugh at the absolute Alex Jones level tinfoil hat wearing fucking claims from Bob. Alright everyone, that wraps up this video. My name is Mundane Matt. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, comment below, subscribe if you're new, check back daily for more content from me, or if you want to know about my life, check out Mundane Chats, or top 5 videos that are awesome as fuck, forbidden knowledge right here. Talk to you guys later, have yourself a good day, and peace out.